Hey there guys, I'm Wally. Welcome to my channel. So I decided to make a YouTube channel because I just got a job in Japan and I'm really excited. So I just thought, why not make my own YouTube videos and my own YouTube channel. So here we are. So for my first video, I just thought I'd share with you guys my first experience in Japan. Okay, so I have been to Japan before. It was on like about a month-long exchange program that my school district was offering, and it was actually for my Sweet 16. I didn't really want a Sweet 16 party because I didn't see the point in spending so much on a party. I had much rather go to Japan, and it was just about the same price that a Sweet 16 party would have been, and I was like, I'd much rather do that instead of have a Sweet 16 party. I'm not much of a party person, so I just thought the whole Japan exchange sounded so much better than a Sweet 16 party, and I was right. It was the most amazing experience, and I'm so glad that I did that. So for our exchange program, my school district did a whole exchange program between its sister city, which was Kagoshima. So there was a group of us, I think it was around 12, and we all went, we got together in this big group. It was really fun. I didn't know anybody. Everyone else kind of knew each other because they all went to the same schools. Nobody else from my school went except me. So for our first week in Kyoto, we stayed in a traditional style Japanese inn, a ryokan, and we kind of just got to explore Kyoto a little bit with our group. We went to Gion Corner, but we also went to Nara and we went to Osaka as well. Everything was pretty much paid for, our meals for the most part, and all the sightseeing activities that we got to do. So that was really nice because we didn't have to worry about all this extra money that we were going to have to be spending over there because it was all covered through the program. Our first day there was actually really funny because our teacher, or our chaperone, she let us kind of go out and explore on our own in little groups. So all of us girls went out and we were just roaming about, and we kind of got a little lost, I guess. So one of the girls was like, I think I know how to get back, but there was a group of girls kind of our age, so we kind of wanted to talk to them, so she's like, let's go ask them for help. So it was really fun because we just talked to these girls, we kind of exchanged money, we gave them pennies and whatever, and they were like, oh, here, have 1 yen sort of thing. So that was a really cool first experience in Japan. Kyoto's very beautiful, and I would love to go there again. Definitely this time I want to go and I want to explore a little bit more. Since we were with a group, we didn't get to go and explore too much on our own, and we were also still teenagers, so we had to kind of stay in a group, but I would love to go back to Kyoto now and just explore. So we also went to Osaka on my 16th birthday, and that was actually a really funny experience. I actually got a little tipsy by accident, of course, on my 16th birthday, but for that day, normally they provided lunch for us, but on this day they told us we could go into this kind of grocery store and we could pick out our own lunch, get little bento boxes. So that's what we did, and I went through this aisle, which I thought was a soda aisle. It just had a bunch of drinks. So I saw this, what I thought was grape soda. So I picked up 2 cans because it was really hot. It's the middle of the summer and I was super thirsty, so I'm like, okay, let me get 2 cans of grape soda because I really like grape soda. So anyway, I'm drinking it and I thought it tasted kind of funny, but I mean, I've never tried any of these drinks before, so I thought, okay, well, this is how it's supposed to taste. So then I started drinking my second can a little bit later on, and I started to feel kind of weird, I just found everything funny. I kept on laughing at nothing. So our chaperone comes over and she's like, what are you drinking? And so she takes the can from me and she's like, this says sake on it. You're drinking grape beer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I didn't know the kanji for sake. So, and I was just like, hey, I went into this grocery store and they let me buy it. They didn't say anything to me. I mean, obviously, I didn't know, and I thought I was going to get in so much trouble, but she actually started laughing and it was all good. So that was my first time getting just a little tipsy, and it was actually really pretty funny. Something I'll definitely always remember. So anyway, our second week we went to Kagoshima, and that's when we were driven to the school that we were going to be going to. And we got to meet our host families there. When I first met my host family, we were taken kind of to I guess like a cafeteria sort of thing, and we each sat in our own little booths waiting for our host family. So one by one our host family started trickling in, and finally my host family came in, and right off the bat they were just amazing, so nice, and me and my host sister got along so well because they kind of put us with someone else that was in the school who was around our age, and then we would go to class with them. So I guess it wasn't your traditional exchange where you kind of just do your own thing. Like, we were literally put with another student. We lived with this student and we went to their classes. So I'm not sure if all like little exchange programs are like this. I know obviously when you do a high school exchange, you're on your own, you do your own work, but that's not how our exchange program works, because it was really just more of like experiencing Japanese high school. My host sister was my age and we were in the same grade, so it was really awesome. We got along so well, and it was just her and her mom that came to pick me up. So when we went back to their house, I met the rest of the family. She had an older sister and her dad that she lived with. And actually it was kind of strange, like I had never really been in a house like this before, but downstairs was kind of like they had like a little shop. It was like an eyeglasses shop, and then you would go upstairs and that was like their actual house. So kind of went in through the shop, went upstairs, and then there was their house. And they had like 2 stories, one for which was like the kitchen area, living room area, and bathroom and stuff like that, and then upstairs was the rooms. So my host sister actually gave me her room while I was there, so I got to stay in her room. So yeah, my first night there, they knew that it had been my birthday. They actually bought me a cake just to sing happy birthday to me, and it was just so sweet, and I appreciated it so much. And I'm so glad that I had such an amazing host family. So we had cake and we had dinner. We went to sleep because the next day it was time for us to go to school. So my first day at Japanese high school was actually pretty interesting. I got up early to go with my host sister to school. And then they kind of had like a rally for us, I guess, where everyone in the entire school went to the auditorium, and we each had to go up on stage and introduce ourselves in Japanese. I was incredibly nervous about this. I was extremely shy, so going on stage and having to introduce myself in another language to an entire school, that was so nerve-wracking for me, but I got through it and I did pretty well, I think. So yeah, after that, I would basically just go to homeroom with my host sister, and sometimes they would give us like little worksheets just to work on. It was like simple Japanese phrases. And then when they had like English class, they'd usually ask me to read certain sentences, and I remember the first time reading the sentence, it was literally like get off the grass or something like that, and everyone went like, whoa, like your English is so good, and I was just kind of like, yeah. So besides just, you know, doing that within my host sister's class, sometimes they would take us out of class and they would put us in other English classes so that we could kind of just have conversations with the other students there. So that was basically mostly what I did in school. But people were so nice. They always wanted to take pictures, and they were always like, here, try my food. Here, try this drink. You know, they were always offering me stuff. People were always saying hi in the hallways, and people knew my name that weren't in my class, so I always thought that was really strange, but it was cool. Like, I've never been like kind of treated that way, you know. I guess back at home you kind of just blend in and go with the flow, so like everyone putting so much attention on you was like crazy. Like, I didn't know what to do because I am the type of person that I really don't like attention put on me. Like, I absolutely hate it. But it wasn't bad attention. Everyone was just really friendly, really nice, and really welcoming. A lot of the times after school, my host sister wasn't really involved in any clubs, so luckily for me, I got to do stuff with her after school. Like, sometimes we'd go to the mall or go meet up with her friends or something like that. I know not all of the other students got to do that because some of their host family or host siblings, brothers and sisters, they had after school activities, so they couldn't really just hang out with them all the time. And I know everyone pretty much had a really good experience. I think there was one person who didn't have as good as an experience, but towards the end it got better for them. So I know there's a lot of like horror stories, like I had the worst homestay experience, but not all homestay experiences are going to be terrible. Like I said, we all had amazing homestay experiences, and we all had amazing homestay hosts, and we all had amazing host families. So don't let that kind of scare you away from homestay, because homestay is a really great way for you just to like really be immersed in the culture of Japan and really get a feel for how Japanese families work. I really liked it because I got to see really how Japanese home life was and high school life was, especially because I had my host sister there and she really helped me with everything. And I liked the fact that, you know, if I needed help in Japanese, she would help me, but like, let's say her family was talking to me, a lot of the times she'd be like, try and figure it out first before I help you. And a lot of the times I could actually understand, I just would automatically go to her because she obviously knew exactly what she was saying, what they were saying, and she spoke English really well. So I'd always kind of like look to her first, and then like, she knew I wanted to learn Japanese, so she would help me learn Japanese in that way of being like, hey, you know, try and figure it out first, and if you can't figure it out, then I'll help you. And so a lot of times I could actually figure out what her parents were saying afterwards, after I kind of sat there and thought about it, or after they repeated it to me a little bit more slowly. Really had just like the best host family. My host mom was amazing, and like, she made the yummiest food, and I remember anytime I would tell her I liked something, she'd always kind of give me a little bit of it with like every meal. Like I told her I like cucumbers, so she would like chop up cucumbers and give it to me for like breakfast and dinner. When I was packing up all my bags, she's like, no, let me do it for you, Mama will do it for you. And I was like, that is so nice. Like, she packed up my bag for me, and she packed everything so perfectly because I'm really terrible at packing stuff. So luckily I was able to fit everything that I bought. I bought so much, you guys, like it was ridiculous how much stuff I bought. I bought like one of those like replica samurai swords in Kyoto, which I really didn't need, and actually I gave it to my boyfriend, so my boyfriend currently has it because he really likes it. But really for the longest time it was kind of just in my closet, and I spent so much money on that stupid sword, but it's really cool sword, like I'm not gonna lie. So after that, we all had to go to the airport to say goodbye, which was really sad. My whole host family actually came to the airport and they said bye to me. It was just like so sad. I did not want to leave my host family. They were really amazing, and I'm so glad that I had them. I'm so grateful that I had them as my host family, and they made my exchange program amazing. So that was kind of my whole exchange / homestay experience. I hope you guys liked this video. And thanks for watching. Bye!